Good morning. I'm delighted to be addressing you all today at this important event, and I'm grateful to Safe Lives for the invitation to be involved. I'm Steven Heddle, and I'm a councillor and the Vice President of COSLA, which represents local government with members from all 32 councils who face very different challenges, but who all have a common purpose to do their best for the people in their council areas in what's a challenging and harsh environment at present. As co-owners of Equally Safe with the Scottish Government, it's our everyday job to demonstrate leadership in tackling gender-based violence, to use COSLA's power and influence to prevent this harm from occurring, to support recovery, and to hold individuals accountable for harms caused. Local government's committed to responding to the gendered impacts of the pandemic in our blueprint, and now the further impacts on gender equality, well-being, and safety of women as outcomes of the cost of living crisis calls upon us to continue that response. The safeguarding of victims of domestic abuse is central to tackling the dreadful harms caused by perpetrators, including lifelong damage to and the loss of some women's and children's lives. The importance of ensuring that a coordinated multi-agency response and system is in place in local areas to support and protect women and children and to manage perpetrator behaviour is recognised in Equally Safe by identifying effective Marac operation as a key component in addressing violence against women and girls in Scotland. All 32 local authority areas are now engaged in the development or provision of Marac. You're about to hear more about the work in local areas that pioneered and continues to develop local approaches. You don't need me to tell you that to achieve this requires dedication, capacity, innovative and determined leadership. It also requires that local services know about and engage with Marac, that the workforce understands and recognises coercively controlling behaviours and how they impact on victims. That our schools, housing, children's services, local offices, community safety services, and many other parts of our workforce know how and where to signpost women and children to sources of support, and who to link with to refer them to the protections that they need. And here I pause, because what we must also recognise is the intense pressure that our local services are under. Less and less funding is available to local government as a whole, and this is impacting on the flexible resources available to support the action we urgently need to take. Local government's committed to investing in responding to and mitigating against the worst harms of crisis, to protect those who have already become victims and to support their recovery. However, to achieve a shift to prevention requires long-term sustainable investment. Until that investment is made, and until we fully confront the prevalence and seriousness of our problem, the public purse will continue to meet the cost of men's violence towards women and the devastating levels of harm that it causes. COSLA was a partner to the Scottish Government through a series of deep dives held in 2021 to explore some of the themes that were identified in the 2018-19 Government's consultation on how to improve multi-agency risk assessment and interventions for victims and survivors of domestic abuse, including how local arrangements could be strengthened to support the objectives of Equally Safe. Views included that adequate resources are required to support Maracs so that they can operate in a high quality way in each local authority area, that professionals within all key public sector and third sector organisations need a robust understanding of their individual and collective roles and responsibilities in relation to Maracs, that have the knowledge, skills and support needed to fulfil these functions through collaboration and partnership. And also the improvements should be based on and built on the good practice and processes already in place in many local authority areas across Scotland. I hope this event helps us move forward, and I look forward to COSLA's continuing commitment to and engagement in supporting this ongoing work, as together we dedicate ourselves to creating a Scotland where all people can and do live equally safe lives. Thank you.